Hi everybody, I'm Ron Jones. I'm president of Green Builder Media. We're here today at the Vision House Las Vegas, which is presented by Beazer Homes. And we have some of the finest products that have gone into this magnificent subdivision. Today it's my pleasure to introduce to you Laura Woodford. She is the marketing director for Greenfiber Insulation. Now we're going to set the level right out of the beginning. All insulation is not created equal. And so you're here to tell us your story regarding why Greenfiber is superior to any other choice that we could make.
Yep, happy to do it. We're really glad to be a part of this house. A little bit about Greenfiber. So Greenfiber is made with 85% recycled paper content. It has the lowest embodied carbon of any other type of insulation that's broadly available. And that's because we're biogenic. So the cool thing about Greenfiber insulation is that we continue to capture carbon or sequester carbon for the life of the home, up to 100 years. So we're really helping to offset other building materials that might be more carbon intensive so that you can lower the footprint of the entire home.
Well, there's a performance issue there that is second to none. And also, as it's installed, as it's applied, there's a vastly superior method there compared to some of the other options.
Yes, definitely. So this install that we're seeing right here is a spray applied install. As you can see, the product is very different than other types of insulation here. So this is a fiberglass batt insulation. When you're installing in a wall, really why our product outperforms others is because that we completely fill that wall cavity. So if there is electrical or wiring going through your wall, kind of like you're seeing right here, if you put a batt in there, it's really tough to get it around there. So there could be gaps or voids. Our product completely fills it, and it's also very dense. So it has a really high resistance to air infiltration, which is great for thermal properties, but it's also great for blocking sound. So you'll see if you look at our website, one of our sound claims is a 60% reduction in sound power, and that is because when you put the product in the walls, it just really greatly reduces all of the sound that could be coming from the outside. So you've got a quieter home, you've got a more comfortable home, and you've got a more sustainable home. The other really neat thing is that there's no waste. So anything that is not used in the wall cavity, they vacuum it back up, put it into the machine, and reuse it.
Goes right back in the hopper. How about, how do you deal with fire spread issues, that sort of thing?
Great question. So we are Class 1A fire rated. The other 15% of our product is made with flame retardant properties or additives. So actually in this application, this here is a 1-hour firewall. Whenever you put us into a standard wall assembly, it's a 1-hour firewall automatically. We do a great job of resisting fire. There are some myths out there that cellulose is actually flammable. It's recycled, it's paper. How can it not go up in flame? Right. But it actually, since it is treated with these additives, it will smolder, it won't go right up in flames or burn. Whereas other types, the fire can just travel right through.
Depending on what you have, yeah.
Depending on what you have, or is combustible.
So what's the propellant that's used in the application? Is it mixed with water or?
So in this application here with the spray applied, there's a fine water mist where they fill in the cavities. It almost gives it like a paper mache type of property, so that it adheres and sticks inside of the cavity.
In terms of the sustainability philosophy of the company and what you see going forward, do you feel like you've sort of reached the mountaintop, or are you still looking for other things that you can do?
We're always looking for new things that we can do. We're always looking to improve our processes. From a sustainability standpoint, like I said, we've got the lowest embodied carbon of any other type of insulation really that's broadly available. But no, we're always striving to do better, and I think that through partnering with builders such as Beazer that have that same type of vision, that's how we can take it to the next level really together and improving our product and our processes.
And the R value is pretty much a trade-off with the competition, or
we have a very high R value per inch. It's 3.7 R value per inch. So yes, and again, that goes back to I was talking about with the air resistance to air infiltration.
And are there any jurisdictional issues? Are there parts of the country that are more difficult to work in than others, or you're pretty much set everywhere, right?
We're everywhere.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, we are delighted to work with Beazer on this project, and yeah, I think it's a really important step forward. We refer to it as crossing the Rubicon.
Yes.
And the idea there is that there's no turning back. They have made a very courageous and bold move to say we're going to make all of our communities net zero ready. We're going to take the next step. We're going to embrace electrification. And I think that what it points to is that every single specification that we've seen is best of class. And that certainly applies with Greenfiber and the work that you're doing. So is there anything else that you'd like to share about the future of the building industry as you see it, or the market, or how we can tell this story better to consumers and home buyers?
Yeah, I think so we were talking a little bit earlier about telling the story, and it is kind of a complicated story when you're trying to talk to just a homeowner about carbon emissions and global warming potential and greenhouse gas and all these different things. So we are trying to really partner with partners such as yourself to get that message out there in an easily to digest kind of manner. We've created a short video just that takes you through our product journey and talks to you about really from the beginning to the end, being that our product is biogenic because paper comes from a tree. And, so that coming from a tree automatically, the paper is capturing that carbon, right? Versus if you take a tree and you cut it down and you leave it to rot, it releases carbon dioxide. And then we're taking that paper source, whatever it is, a recycled paper, if it's a newspaper or a box or whatever it is, instead of putting it to a landfill, you're making a useful product that's continuing to sequester or capture that carbon for the life of the product. So it's, what does that mean? It's just your carbon footprint when you use our product, the carbon footprint of your home is going to be much smaller.
And that's increasingly important.
Yes.
There's a wonderful passage from one of my favorite books, the Overstory.
Okay.
And the Overstory won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 2019. And there's a line for the book about trees where the speaker says, what you make from a tree must be at least as miraculous as what you cut down.
Oh, I like that.
And so if you think about giving this product new life after it's already served one purpose,
Yes.
and then sequestering that carbon, making this essentially a durable good because it'll be in place for as long as the house stands,
Yep.
then I think that's quite an achievement.
Yes.
So congratulations
Well,
on
thank
that.
you. We're very proud. We're very proud of the product and
You
very
should be.
proud of being able to help the environment and really help families as well have a home that's not only sustainable, but quiet, comfortable, and protected.
And with good indoor air quality as well. So
Yes,
that's
definitely.
an important issue,
For sure.
especially for young families. Well, thank you so much for taking
Thank
time
you.
to come see us.
Thank you
and
so much.
for your
Happy to be here.
participation in the project.